Greta, I have to stop that plane from leaving.
What are you going to do?
I don't know yet. You get the car. It's hidden in the trees near the entrance. The keys are on the dash.
Okay.
Keep the engine running. We need to leave as soon as I get the girl.
Jack,
Yes?
be careful.
There's no time to be careful. Not this time. Greta, go! Dannazione. It's too late.
It looks like you're too late, Del Nero.
What are you doing here? Why aren't you on that plane?
I hate traveling. I'm not the kind of guy who crosses the desert on a camel. I prefer the comfort of the big city. Moreover, had I left, I would have missed the chance to deal with you. You made me look ridiculous in the eyes of the organization, and I don't have any intention of letting you get away with it.
And what do you want to do? Kill me? I can see it on your face that you've never shot anyone. You're not that kind of guy. You send your men to do your dirty work.
You're right. I've never shot anyone, even though many men and women died because I ordered it.
How brave.
But you know, there's a first time for everything. It was destiny, Del Nero.
Офигеть.
It had to be a little past 4 in the afternoon. I had just lit one of the many cigarettes that fill my days with no clients, when a middle-aged guy comes into my office with 2 caterpillars for eyebrows and a cigar hanging from his mouth. He introduces himself as Harvey Weber, the owner of Weber Company, a meat house in Larchmont. After 10 minutes of pointless chatter about his job, he gives me a photograph. Susan Weber, 20 years old, Harvey's stepdaughter. He tells me all about her carefree lifestyle, her dreams of becoming an actress, and how she hasn't come home in weeks. But how he keeps getting bills for clothes, shoes, and other things that might catch the eye of a 20-year-old girl with a well-heeled old man. Harvey, because of his divorce agreement with his ex-wife, is responsible for supporting the girl until she turns 21. So the kid decides to take advantage of her old man while she can and spend as much as possible until she turns 21. But Harvey Weber isn't one to sit on his hands, and he got his attorneys on the case. They think that if Susan were caught having an affair that her old man wouldn't know of, it could bring the evidence to court and get her cut off. Just one photograph would do it, according to Harvey. I take the job. I'll get him that photograph. The whole thing will cost him $30 a day, plus expenses, paid in advance. Harvey gives me a check for $30 and leaves my office. I cash the check, toss down something that can be called a dinner, and I'm already in Harlem. A few dollars got me a tip that Harvey Weber's kid might be around here, at the Last Heaven Hotel, to be precise.
Угу. Вот тут я
According to
помню.
the information that I have, a few days ago, some blondie went on a shopping spree here in Harlem. In this neighborhood, if you have money to spend, I even managed to find out that the girl was seen entering the Last Heaven Hotel. I'd better ask a few questions. It looks like not even the shiny world of show business has managed to escape the grasp of the Great Depression. The subway, at this hour of night, because of the faces that you see in it looks more like a state prison. The Second Life of Miss Gray, a film by Howard Paul, starring Vivian Leight. Vivian Leight, that's the same name that Harvey Weber gave me. From what he told me, his daughter greatly admires that actress. A mailbox. Fat Tommy's Laundry. Like the fact that some fat guy is washing my clothes is going to make me feel more certain of the results.
Так, мне надо в отель, правильно? Правильно.
Sitting down and reading the newspaper. I should have been a reception clerk. I would have certainly been healthier. Sitting down and reading the newspaper. I should have been a There are photographs of black musicians hanging everywhere. Probably jazz players.
Поговорить с ним можно?
Sitting down and reading. There are some candies in this bowl. There are photographs of black music.
Hey, you. Where do you think you're going? That's the way to the rooms, but I don't think you're one of my guests.
I'm looking for a woman.
Well, who isn't nowadays?
Так. А на что тут инвентарь? Где смотреть, использовать правая кнопка?
Hi, do you own this place?
Well, depends on who wants to know.
I'm a private detective.
A private detective. I guess someone has gotten himself in trouble.
More or less. It's about a girl.
A girl, you say? There are a lot of them here. And for a few bucks, they can give you a night that will stay in your memories for a long, long time.
She's not a prostitute. Susan Weber, white, medium frame, blonde hair, 20 years, and pretty enough to cause her some troubles. Have you seen her?
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not used to giving out information about my guests to the first person who happens by. People come here to have a place where no one can find them, and not just for a place where to sleep. And I try to help them with that as much as I can.
Come on, don't make a fuss. Tell me where I can find Ms. Weber.
Sorry, but you won't get anywhere by being pushy.
Tell me where I can find the girl.
I've already told you that you won't get anywhere in this way.
You must have a good imagination to call this hotel Last Heaven.
No fantasies or sentimentalities. They're not for me. At least not anymore. This hotel belonged to my brother, Louis Fitzgerald Heaven. There were 9 of us, and he was the youngest. That's why people called him the Last Heaven. When he bought the hotel, he didn't have any doubts about what to call it. At that time, this place was falling apart, but Louis was sure he could turn it into a good hotel, and he made it.
How come it's you running it now?
My brother can't take care of it anymore. In October 1926, some redneck who missed the good old days of slavery refused to pay his 3-day rent for the room. He said that he would have never given money to a Negro. When my brother threatened to call the police, the guy pulled out a gun and pulled the trigger. Shot him in the guts. My brother died almost immediately. Even though he was small, he never let anyone to push him around. And what we all thought of as equality eventually turned out to be what killed him. And the hotel stayed closed for years, and it was I who reopened it 5 years later, but without my brother, it wasn't the same hotel anymore.
Did the police get the killer?
Well, you already know the answer. One day, great men will be able to change how things are, and there won't be any more hatred between blacks and whites.
Nowadays, they name streets in New York after these great men. And when that happens, it means they didn't meet with a happy ending. Forget about it.
Whatever you want.
This job probably doesn't pay too much. I'm sure that with a little encouragement, he would tell me more.
You shouldn't take those candies. They've been there for years.
I'll take my chances. I've put worse in my stomach. I'll keep it with me. There's no way I'm eating it, since I'd like to avoid... I think I can do without it. I'd rather not.
I'm here. No need to knock.
И... Вот и...
A gate, the cheapest way to keep away the bums from the dumpsters at the end of the alley. It's closed. It's closed.
Перелезть.
The door must lead into the... I definitely can't get... I can't go there. The gate is locked.
Ворота заперты, я понял. Ворота заперты, блядь.
One of the many walk-up doors that characterize Harlem. One of the... I don't have a reason to get it.
Я вообще не помню, вот как дальше по ней надо было пройти.
I have no intention of leaving without taking a...
Так, фото. Бля, он не может бегать, типа.
I have better things to do than run. I'd rather walk than... It's closed. No, I don't... Too bad my old pen pal died of loneliness a few years ago. Fat Tommy, like the fact...
И чё, хотите сказать, у меня там 60 минут сыграно, блядь, я все 60 минут, блядь, не знал, что сделать, тупо ходил вот так.
Son, what else can I do?
Forget...
Ah, what?
This job probably doesn't pay too much.
Блядь, как инвентарь? Не, подожди, не понимаю. А у меня вообще инвентаря нет, что ли, или что? Тут он мне не нужен. Я вообще не понимаю тогда.
The door to the porter. Sitting down.
Hey, you. That's the way to the...
I'm looking for a...
Well, who isn't nowadays? Hey, you. That's the way to the...
I'm looking for a...
Well, who is...
A gate, the cheapest way. I definitely can't get there from here. That ladder. It's better to stay on the sidewalk.
Бля, что мне надо сделать, я не понимаю. Бля, объясните кто-нибудь, типа, чё я делаю не так?
No, I don't see what I should do with it. There are photographs of black musicians. The door to It's fine where it is. There are photographs. There are some. A wastebasket full of every kind of junk. Sitting down.
Son?
Tell me.
I've already told.
Forget.
Now, whatever you.
This job probably doesn't pay too much. I'm sure that with a little encouragement. I've already taken one.
Ой, бля. Ну, я либо тупой такой, короче. Либо я тупой, либо я тупой. Тут одно из двух.
Last Heaven Hotel. From the information that I got, this is where. One of the many walk. I don't have a reason. The Athena Theater. I've heard about it. I believe it's considered to be like a temple for black music.
Son?
Forget.
Now, whatever you.
Бля,
This
серьезно,
job
типа.
probably.
Hey, you. That's the way to the rooms.
I'm looking for a woman.
Well, who isn't?
Sitting down and reading the newspaper. I should have been a A wastebasket full. The door to the porter's lodge. I'd rather not.
I'm here. I'm here.
I'm not going to. There are photographs of black musicians hanging everywhere. Probably jazz players. One of the many walk. I don't have a One of the many walk-up doors that characterize Harlem. I don't have a This theater was one of the landmarks of the Harlem, the movement that, a few years ago, led to the explosion of Afro. I'd say it's just a pile of. It's my car. Besides mine. Can't go there. There's a dumpster there. The theater's service entrance. This is probably where they load and unload the materials for the performances.
Бля, я сдаюсь нахуй.
There are photographs. Sitting down.
Son, what up?
You must have a.
No, this hotel belonged to there were 9 of us. When he bought the hotel, at that time.
How come it's you running?
My brother, in October 9, he said that he would, when my brother threatened to shot him in the guts. Even though he was small and the hotel stayed.
Did the police?
Oh, you are one day.
Nowadays, they name. Tell me where I can find the girl.
I've already told you that you won't get anywhere in this way.
Forget. This job
О, боже, помогите.
Hey, you. That's the way.
I'm looking for a.
Well, who is it?
I'm not going to pick up. I've already taken.
Бля, объясните мне. Ну я тут, блядь, тугодум ебучий. Я не понимаю, что здесь надо делать. Да, я реально не понимаю.
I don't see how I could use them together. My investigator's license, $20, a damn questionnaire, and anyone who wants to can. My $20. No clue. At least none. I don't see how I could use them. My cigarettes and my lucky lighter, even though it has never. These are my lockpicking tools. $10 should be more than enough for some information. These might make you change your mind.
Money to buy information? That must be one important girl you're looking for.
Enough for someone to hire me.
You know, lately, a lot of people like you have come by. They ask questions, look for people. Once, this hotel was considered one of the best in Harlem. Now it's become a shelter for criminals, easy women, and people who are running away from something. All it took was a couple of years of recession to turn New York into a cesspool. I wonder where this city's going to end up.
Where it always has. Nowhere.
You're always headed somewhere. Good or bad, you always have a direction. The day that New York will be rotten through and through, that will be the day that the good God himself will come down to crush it.
Don't count on that. I know people in this city who would manage to bribe your good God with a couple of well-aimed compliments.
Son, I guess you're not a believer.
I believe in whiskey and in all those things that I can explain in a day.
Well, without faith, it's impossible to survive in this city. Everyone needs something to believe in.
Probably I just don't have anything worth believing in yet. Anyway, let's end this catechism lesson and tell me where I can find the girl.
You said her name is Susan Weber?
Susan Weber, with 2 B's.
Susan Weber. Oh, you gave me money in exchange for information, but who says that I have any?
Dannazione, you must have a list with the names of your guests.
As I told you earlier, this hotel is a place where half the tenants are poor devils trying to get away from something. They usually don't give their real names. 100 John Smiths, a dozen George Washingtons, even a couple of Charlie Chaplins pass through this hotel.
So there is no
Ну,
room
внешне
for the name
описать никак,
Susan
что ли?
Weber.
That's right, son. I'm sorry, but I can't help you. If you want, you can take your money back.
Keep it. I'm sure it'll come in handy.
Так, вариант с отмычками. Работающий вообще вариант? Нет, интересно. Сейчас мы проверим. Работает ли варик с отмычек? Умеем.
These are my lockpicking tools. These trinkets have come in handy more than once. Valuable info. I don't see why I should. I don't see why I should.
В смысле, блядь?
I don't see why I should.
В смысле, блядь?
I don't see why I should. It's closed. There's a dumpster there. The door must lead in. The theater's service in. The keys of the car, of the office, and of something else. I'm afraid it would be too easy this way. No clue. At least I don't see how I could. No, it doesn't make any sense. No.
Тогда подожди, я вообще в замешательстве.
No, it doesn't. I don't see. No clue. I don't see. I don't see how I could use that. No, it doesn't make. I don't see. No clue.
Блять.
I'd rather not. No clue. I don't see how. I don't see. No, it doesn't. I don't see how I. No clue. No clue. I don't see how I could. No, I don't need any more. No clue. No. It's pointless. I don't even know if Susan Webb. I don't see how I could use.
I'm here.
I don't see how. I don't see how I could use. I don't see how. I don't see how I could use. I don't see how. I don't see how I could use that. There are photographs. No, it doesn't make any. No, it doesn't.
Бля, дядь, я не знаю.
It's my car. Besides my. I have no intention of leaving without. A candy that's better left if the guy at the hotel says it's. No clue. At least none that makes any sense. It's the camera Greta loaned me. Mine broke months ago. These are my lockpicking tools. These trinkets have come in. My cigarettes, and my lucky lighter. No, it doesn't make any sense. No, it doesn't make. I don't see how I. No. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't make any sense. Sitting down and.
Son, what else can I do for you?
I have a question for you.
Tell me.
It doesn't make any sense. 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 Is there a woman called Late among your guests?
Late, yes, and she matches your description. White, young, and blonde. Is she the woman you're looking for?
Yes. What room is she in?
Room 313, third floor, end of the hallway.
Thanks. I don't have anything else to ask you.
Well, if you need me, I'm here.
Блять, ну слушай. Как обычно, я думаю, что все слишком запутано, а все оказывается слишком просто.
There are photographs of black musicians hanging everywhere. Probably jazz. It's today's newspaper. Even though companies keep shutting down, the newspapers are saying the worst is behind us. I wonder who it helps if people believe it. The usual news that comes out. Each candidate smears the others, trying to steal. At the end, it will be the least immoral one who will win. It looks like the rain from these last few days knocked out the telephone lines. In some areas, the usual news that comes. Each candidate at the end. The usual. Each candidate at the end. It. Room 313. It's Susan Weber's room.
I've finally gotten away from my clod of a stepfather. I couldn't take it anymore. He thought I should spend my entire life behind the counter of a butcher shop. I'm an actress. I was born to act in movies. Big productions. Isn't that right, Teddy Bear?
Of course, baby. I'll make you the biggest star in Hollywood.
Yes, Howard. With you, I'll be the next Vivian Lake. Actually, you'll make me even more famous than her. You'll give me her parts and I'll exceed her. I'll be the #1. Right, Teddy Bear? Right?
Right.
Here's our Susan.
Right.
I'll take a few pictures of her with her teddy bear.
Right.
And tomorrow morning, I'll give them to Harvey Weber. This way, I'll get the rest of my money. I've heard enough. Harvey Weber paid me to get him some proof of his. All I have to do now is to get a picture of Susan while she's in the arms of her teddy bear. Room 312. I don't hear anything. Closed is just fine. It overlooks 125th Street. There are photographs of black musicians. No, I don't. Susan Weber's room number is 313.
Son?
I don't have.
Really?
Ну, теперь по логике вещей.
That should be Susan's hotel room window. But before doing anything, a gate that she. I don't see why I should. That should be Susan's hotel room window. But From here, I can't see much of what's going. The theater's service entrance. This is probably where they... The door must lead into the theater. I definitely can't get there for... The gate. It's closed.
Мне нужно подготовиться сначала. Как, блядь?
It's my car. I have no... Too bad. Now, a mailbox.
Бля, я не понимаю. Вот сейчас, что он хочет, я
No,
не
it
понимаю.
doesn't make... No, it doesn't... It's today. Room 3.
Подожди, а это что?
There's a little panel here. Boxes without anything interesting. No. Room 311. I don't hear anything.
Так, я им, короче, прибавил типа температуру, да? Типа они должны открыть окно.
I've heard enough. Harvey Weber paid me to get him some... All I have to do now... Room 313.
It's hot as hell in this room. One day it's cold, the next one it's hot. Tomorrow, I'm gonna give an earful to the owner of this crappy room. You don't treat a future movie star this way.
Good. That must be our Susan's room. Now I have to find a way to open that gate. I knew that it was a good idea to bring that with me. Dannazione. The lock just reset. I have to start over. Dannazione. The lock just
Подожди, я не...
reset. I have to start
Я не
over.
понял.
A dumpster, the kind that has wheels on the bottom, so... That thing must be 10 times my weight. I'll never... A manhole. The theater's service entrance. Right. Too bad I left my lucky crowbar at... It's too high for me to use it. It doesn't make any sense to me. A dumpster, the kind that has wheels on the bottom. There's a break here. The street is probably downhill a little, so if I unlocked it, the dumpster... Unlocking the brake now won't help me. I have to find a way to place it where I want. A dumpster. That thing must be 10 times...
А, мне надо вот этот открыть, получается, что ли?
It doesn't make any sense to me. A manhole. It doesn't make any... Now it's open.
Блять. Закрой. А, вон какой-то этот, блять. Точно, палки.
Yes, I'll take one. This bar could be helpful. I can't think of anything. Let's try. A manhole. Yes, it could work. Okay.
О, нихуя тебе.
Closed. I can see both Susan and Howard from here. Looks like they're pretty busy. Now's the time to earn my $30. I need a more juicy shot. Good. This shot will work just fine. A photo of the stepdaughter necking with the first guy that promises to make her a star. This should be enough for Harvey Weber to get his lawyers involved, and it's definitely enough for me to get out of here.
А в чем у меня тогда была загвоздка, блядь? Я даже не помню. Ну пиздец, мозги походу вообще не соображают. Так, ладно, уебываю.
I open the door and jump into the car, ignoring how the seats are getting soaked with my wet clothes. It's water. It'll dry sooner or later. I put the key in the ignition and start the engine, but something isn't working. The gas gauge is on E. The tank must be empty.
Так.
Following a lead on a case and forgetting to
Ну ты
fill
в
up the
натуре, блин.
tank. It's a rookie's mistake. Or maybe the mistake of someone who's simply starting to get sick of this life. I'll have to find another way to get out of here.
Ага, метро, брат.
I'd rather walk than get in that jalopy. It's better to stay on the sidewalk. Getting run over.
Бля, может на мусорный бак сесть, и он покатится? Слышь ты, охуевший детектив, блядь. То есть машину ты, блядь, заправить забыл, а, сука, на метро ты ехать не хочешь, блядь. Нихуя ты фраер.
Son, what else can I...
Do you have a telephone?
Yeah, we had one.
You mean you don't have one anymore?
We do have the telephone, but it's just not working. I've been waiting for someone to come and fix it for weeks, but nothing so far. Yeah, the technicians come every 3 months to make sure that the control panel is working, but after a few weeks, there's no more dial tone.
So it's not the first time that it's broken?
In the last few years, I've called the technician at least 10 times, and every time he asks for more money. If this weren't a hotel, I'd get rid of it tomorrow.
Where is the control panel?
Oh, I don't have a clue. Must be somewhere outside the building, near the alley entrance.
I don't have anything else to ask you.
Well, if you need me, I'm here.
В начале переулка. На улице, блядь, чего?
Let's have a look. This is no breakdown. The cable was cut, and by the look of it, it definitely wasn't an accident. The only way to make the telephone work again is to reattach the wire. This is no breakdown. The cable was cut. The only way to make... It doesn't make any sense. This is no breakdown. The cable, the only way to make the... I don't see how I could use them.
Я.
I don't see how I could... No clue. At least none that makes any sense. No, it doesn't make any... No clue. A mailbox. Too bad. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Бля, как мне его починить?
It's pointless. The tank is empty. I shouldn't waste any time with this jalopy.
Ну окей, пошли обратно к дядьке, наверное, да? Ему сказать, что надо... Я не знаю, там просто провод присобачить.
Son, what else?
Do you have a
Yeah,
You mean...
yeah, the technicians come
So it's not...
in the last. If this was,
Where is...
uh,
I don't have...
where-
I'd rather not. A manhole. A manhole. I'll take the bar. No, it doesn't make it... It's too high. No clue. At least none that makes any sense. Claude. No clue.
А почему, подожди, ты не можешь отмычками?
I don't see how I could use them together.
В смысле?
These are my lockpick. These trinkets have come in handy. No, it doesn't make... Claude.
Блять, в смысле в этом нет смысла, сука? В тебе, блять, нет смысла.
No clue. I don't see how I could use them together. Susan Weber's room number is 3... It's the thermostat. I don't need it anymore. A wastebasket full of every kind of... No, I don't... It It overlooks 125th Street. Closed is... I'm not going to pick up every object. I don't see how I could use them together. No clue. At least none that makes any sense.
Son?
I don't have any...
Really?
The subway, at this hour of night. Just a pile of... I have better things to... It's a crazy... This theater was one of the landmarks. The movement that... The second Vivian late. I'm not going to pick up... Fat Tommy's like the fact... The theater's service end. That's the window of room 330. A manhole. Let's try. The door must lead into the theater. The door... Closed. No clue. No clue.
Бля, я хуй знаю. Вот теперь я опять в ступоре, блядь.
I'll take the bar. No, it doesn't make... Right. Too bad I left my lucky crowbar at home. I don't see how I... A dumpster. That thing must be... A gate. The cheapest way.
Бля, ну все, пиздец. Ступор нахуй опять.
This must be the telephone control room. No, it doesn't. Yes, the candy wrapper should hold it together.
В смысле,
Let's
я
hope
же
it
это
works.
делал. Блядь, я же это делал. Блядь, без пиздежа, подожди, я проверю, блядь, на стриме, нахуй. Я перемотаю назад. Я, блядь, брал конфету и юзал, он сказал, в этом нет смысла.
Son, what else?
Я тоже подумал, что обертка может, типа, помочь.
Your telephone should be working now.
Do they also teach you how to repair telephones in your private detective training?
No, just to find out when someone's trying to rip you off. I suggest you call another technician next time. And if you could call me a cab now, I'd be very grateful.
Of course, son.
A night spent under the rain makes even this grubby old cab seem welcoming. The driver is a quiet guy, unlike most drivers who, on a dollar trip, are happy to tell you the story of their life. The only thing he asked was, "Where to?" Essex Street was my only answer. Before going home, I have to return Greta's camera. I disappeared saying I'd get it back to her in a few days. It's been more than a week. The cab turns down Essex Street. Here we are. The trip costs me $2. $1.50 fare plus a 50-cent surcharge for the night rate. Night rate. I hate cab drivers. Good. Greta's place is still open. A sip of whiskey is just what I need to cap off today. The joint's telephone. It's a windmill, or rather a miniature replica of one. I think that it's a cash register. It's that half-wits. It's Greta. It's Greta.
Uh-oh. Here's the undaunted detective back from his dangerous mission. How many unfaithful husbands have you discovered tonight?
Not you, that's for sure. No woman would get within 10 feet of you.
Tough day, detective? But don't get upset. Fortune will look kindly on you sooner or later,
Okay.
just like it did for me today.
What the hell are you talking about?
Smiley had the chance of a lifetime. Goodbye, swindles and fake documents. We're talking about some real cash, cars, and the good life.
Why are you so excited tonight?
Smiley is changing his life. No more swindles and fake documents. I've been offered a great job, and I'm going to accept it.
Did you find a free reptile cage at Central Park?
Our detective is always ready with a joke.
What kind of job offer could a snake like you have received?
Oh, sorry, detective, but I can't talk about it.
What kind of dirty business are you mixed up in this time?
Sorry, detective, but we're talking about some serious stuff. And I can't talk about it with anyone, not even you. The only thing I can tell you is that at midnight, Smiley will get a telephone call from one of the most important people in the city.
Yeah, better to not know anything about your business. The recession doesn't seem to affect you, Smiley.
You do what you can. You know, guys like me are always in demand.
Since when have petty crooks been in demand?
Come on, detective. Don't let yourself be fooled by all those naysayers. I'm not as bad as they say.
Smiley, you'd sell your own mother for a couple bucks.
That might be true, detective, But don't be as naive as your old police pals. You know how the world works. I just do my job. If I can help someone in trouble with a few fake stamps and photographs, what's the harm? You aren't going to get all moral on me, telling me that my clients aren't honest people, are you? Everyone has the right to a second chance, and you should know that.
Right. Every respectable murderer should have the chance to create a new identity and commit crimes under a couple of false names.
Detective, you still think of yourself as a policeman. Too bad you were kicked out of that world. I still remember the headlines in the papers. Police scandal.
You do well to leave it off there, Smiley.
Don't get upset. We're just chatting.
Of course. Chatting. Goodbye, Smiley.
Bye, Detective. Goodbye.
Hi, Greta. Pour me a whiskey.
Jack, do you remember that you've had my camera for over a week now? When are you planning to return it?
I actually finished using it tonight. I'll pull out the film roll and it's all yours.
Try not to break it when you pull the roll out. The winder has been broken for years, so you have to do it manually. I suggest you find a dark place when you do it. Otherwise, you can bid farewell to your precious photographs.
Yeah.
Rain and lightning. The perfect weather for a walk. It's the joint's radio.
Подожди, а по итогу-то что мне надо?
It's today's newspaper.
Да хер бы с газеты, я уже читал.
It's the same man in all the photographs standing next to all these different kinds of airplanes. It's the same man. It's the same. It's one of those new neon signs. I hope this is only a passing phase. I wouldn't want them to cover the whole city with this stuff someday.
А чё такого? Ну висят, висят.
It's the joint's menu. I think I know it by heart now. Nuts that passed their expiration date a long time ago. I think I'll skip it. Lovely hand-decorated plates. This is what anybody but me would tell you. A huge wall of booze. If there is a heaven, this is what I think it looks like. Soft clouds, angels flying around, and a bar with every kind of booze ever made. No, I need to pull out the film roll first. No, I need to pull out the film roll first.
Так, где мне это сделать?
A simple coat rack. No, I like to wear 'em. It's an old poster for some damn. I don't think that it would look good. Steal money from a joint.
New York operator here. How can I help you?
Give me the police.
I'll put you through to the nearest police department. Please wait.
Зачем?
Police, what can I do for you?
Who is this?
Police. Who else should it be?
And who called the police?
You called the police.
Me? You're wrong. You're the one who called.
Listen, I know you. You're the guy from the other time. You and your friend need to knock it off with these pranks. Otherwise, I'm gonna send a patrol car to that pretty house of yours with all those orchids. Get it?
А зачем мне кому-то звонить?
Hello, New York Opera.
Can you dial in?
Can't you buy yourself one of the...
I'm an old-fashioned kind of guy.
Huh. Whatever.
Bye.
Так, звонить некому. Выходить.
It's an alcohol license. One of many. Every joint that wants to serve booze has to display this piece of paper. Clearly it serves, and it wouldn't surprise me if that person were a cold beer. Honestly, I prefer a whiskey. Wandering through the dark alleys of the Lower East Side isn't exactly on the schedule for tonight.
Блять, а надо.
A normal post box. A picturesque The red tulip. This is where I do my best thinking. Where are we going? What are we doing? And all that crap that you think of when you're sitting in front of a bottle of whiskey. Vote Weston for mayor of New York, and you'll vote for freedom. Freedom. It seems like the word doesn't mean much anymore. It's a building's foyer. I don't know who lives there.
Так. Надо достать пленку из фотика. Каким-то образом сделать это в каком-то темном углу.
No, I need booze, not... Hi, Greta.
Jack,
I just need to pull the film...
remember that the winder is broken, so you have to wind it and I suggest you find a dark place when you do.
А куда мне пойти? В какой темный уголок, блядь? Ну в какой темный уголок мне? Поссать пойти?
It's that half-wits.
Подожди, я, блядь, пока не могу понять.
Hi again, detective.
Goodbye.
Bye,
I don't see how I could use them. No, it doesn't make any sense. I don't see how...
Так, ну он сам сказал, типа, в темный уголок я не пойду.
Yes, it's dark enough for me to be able to take the film roll out without any problems.
Блять, а пленку вынимать пойдет.
Good. I was able to take out the film roll from that damn thing. I hope that the film roll didn't get exposed to too much light. Otherwise, goodbye pictures and goodbye money. Hi, Greta.
Jack, give.
I just need to pull the film roll.
Remember that, and I
В смысле, бля?
Here's the camera. Can I get my whiskey now?
whiskey. And how are you going to pay for it? Your account has been overdue for months, Jack. And I have to pay a rent, too. So until you pay, you don't drink.
Am I wrong? Or are you in a bad mood tonight?
Terrible, I'd say.
What happened?
Look around. The joint's empty. There's not a soul except for the one customer I'd happily do without. Smiley. Anyway, I'm busy now and I don't feel like talking.
I have to find a way of getting that sleaze Smiley away from the joint. And I have to do something to make Greta more manageable. Maybe some music might calm her down. Let's see how this thing works.
I want to talk for a few minutes.
Hi again, Detective.
Smiley, you'd better...
I don't see why I should, Detective.
Am I wrong, or did you say that you're supposed to get the call that will change your life at around midnight?
Yes. Why are you asking me?
Because tonight the telephone lines may be down in some areas. The storm last night seems to have caused more than the usual damages.
Not a problem. If they can't get through today, they can always get through tomorrow, don't you think?
Certainly. No one would ever give up the chance of working with you just because of a telephone glitch.
Yes. They'll definitely call tomorrow.
You know what, Smiley? They say that real opportunities only come around once.
You think they might change their mind and not call?
I don't know.
Maybe I could go to them, to be on the safe side.
Well, it'd be a shame to throw away the opportunity of your lifetime because of a stupid telephone glitch, right?
Yes, maybe you're right. I better go to them. I'm sorry I have to run. I better hit the road. I have a lot of ground to cover.
Good luck, Smiley.
Thanks, Detective. Thanks.
He might be a dirty snake, but sometimes that guy is as naive as a kid. In a better mood?
Sorry, Jack, but I've had enough. The customers have all disappeared. I'm barely making it to pay my rent. And that slimeball Smiley is here every night. I hate him.
How's the joint going?
Not well.
It looks like you haven't had many customers lately.
Right. It's because of the Great Depression. That's what the papers call it. Banks have gone under, people are unemployed, and there are prostitutes and criminals around every corner of the city. I'd say that the American dream is over, and we're just starting to figure it out.
At least you still have your joint.
I barely make it to the end of the month, and the situation isn't getting any better. Last night, I even closed the joint early. There weren't any customers.
It could be worse. At least you don't spend your nights photographing 20-somethings running around with guys who could be their fathers.
Is that what you were doing tonight?
I'd rather not talk about it. Why did you pick the name Red Tulip for your joint?
My old man picked it, not me. The joint was his. He opened it after the war. He was in the Air Force. When he got discharged, he got the crazy idea of opening this joint. He was so proud to be Dutch that he decided to call it the Red Tulip, like the flower that represents his country.
What kind of guy was your old man?
He was a good man. I really miss his stories about when he was a pilot in Holland. I was born here in New York. I've never seen Holland, except in books. It must be a beautiful place.
I don't think they're doing too well either right now. How did you end up working in your old man's pub?
One day, my old man got sick and died. I had lost my job as a dancer, so working in his joint seemed like the only thing to do.
So you were a dancer?
Right. The Flying Dutch Girl. That's what they called me. I loved to dance. I was even in a tour in France for an entire year. It was one of the best times of my life, but I guess it was destined to end. With the economic crisis, no one was going to see the shows anymore. Better spend the few bucks left on booze and hookers.
Did you ever try to get back in it?
Didn't make sense anymore. Moreover, now I have to run this joint and serve whiskey to semi-alcoholic former police officers.
Delighted to be part of the story. Let's change the subject. About Smiley.
No, Jack. I don't want to talk about that guy now.
Could I get something to drink?
Your account is overdue, Jack.
Maybe you could make an exception for a fan of the Flying Dutch Girl?
It's just a pathetic attempt to flatter me, Jack.
It's worth trying. The worst that can happen is that it will make you feel better.
I doubt that it would be enough to get a drink on the house.
But I'm sure it would make you happy.
You think that sooner or later I'll give in and pour you one, right?
If I didn't know how to read people, I wouldn't be doing this job.
So you think you're good at your job?
I'm definitely not the best. I'm better than a lot of guys that hang a sign out.
Why should I offer you a drink?
Because you're not as tough as you'd like people to think. And offering a whiskey to a poor schlep like me makes you feel good in the end.
If I give you a whiskey, it's just so you'll keep your damn mouth closed. Today you're full of stupid ideas.
Well, at least I got what I wanted.
How do you want your damn whiskey?
Make it a double. No rocks. I hate watered-down whiskey. I down the first glass of whiskey in one gulp. That burn in the throat as the alcohol goes down is a thing of the past. After years of drinking, all that's left is the sweet flavor of malt. A few drinks, and my muscles start to relax. My head feels light. My vision gets cloudy.
Так, понятно. Нажрались мы, короче.
One headache later, and I'm outside the Red Tulip. Closing time, says Greta. My head is ringing like the church bells on Christmas Eve. The hammer is striking the wall of my skull like it's trying to break through. Too much whiskey, Jack. Better go home. Hello? Yeah, it's me. Well, call back tomorrow morning. I don't work at this hour. I'm not a pay-as-you-go masseuse. What? McLean? McLean's in New York? Who are you? Where did you get this information?
Маклейн, это не фамилия была в крепком
Follow the
орешке?
Lord? What the hell does follow the Lord mean? Hello? Hello? Dannazione. He hung up. McLean. It's been years since I heard his name. Why is he in New York? I
Кто
don't
это?
like this, but I have to know. I'll go to the Millville port in Brooklyn, but I better bring my gun with me. Even if I hate carrying a gun, I don't want to take a bullet for a call from who knows who.
Как я должен видеть вообще, что...
Dannazione. I can't see anything. I need to find the light switch. Dannazione. Here's the switch.
Слава богу. Так, что он сказал? Надо взять ствол, да? Надо взять ствол.
Documents, an ashtray, and take away Chinese... No, I have something else to...
Где его взять?
Useless papers and... A series of useless manuals, as if there were an elegant way to take a bullet in the thigh. The only useful thing on this shelf is the New York phone book. I don't need the phone book now. A manual on processing jade, an essay on... I must have...
А, может быть, он где-то в кровати пистолет?
A fold-away bed. One of... Inside, there's a nice mix of nothing useful. This calendar is from a few years back. I should throw it away. My favorite armchair, but maybe that's... Even though I'm really tempted. All the cases I've ever worked on over the years are filed in there. Boring cases of cheating spouses and petty thefts.
Так.
A map of the island of Manhattan. It's fine where it is. Order was never my forte. It doesn't seem like the right time to start cleaning.
Блять, в бачке унитаза,
My
что ли,
20
пистолет?
square feet of bathroom with my $16 a piece ceramic sanitary ware. My 20 square feet of bathroom with my $16 a piece ceramic sanitary ware.
Ебическая сила.
There are just boxes with papers up there. It looks like a statue of a seagull or a pigeon. I didn't remember having this junk in my storage room. The only suitcase I have. No, I don't have any trips planned. It's an old trunk full of clothes. There's nothing in there but blankets and clothes. Detergent and clothespins, the bare necessities to look
Вот это что ли?
presentable. Boxes, papers, and other stuff that I don't need anymore. There are just boxes with papers up there. It's my gun holster. Dannazione. It's been years since I put the gun in here. I don't have any idea of what the combination is. A manifesto from Clito, in Calabria, the city where I was born. I don't have time to get all misty-eyed now. My homemade photography lab. I develop my own photographs. I can't let compromising materials end up with some photographer with a loose tongue. The last red light bulb I had blew up last week, and the place where I usually buy them doesn't open until tomorrow morning. I'm not leaving unarmed. I'd better get my gun before I go to the Millville port.
Вот.
A map of Italy. I'll go back there one day. There's something under the door. I must have been too drunk to notice it when I got here. It's a letter from Slavansky, the apartment owner.
Dear Mr. Del Nero, please remember that you are 2 months late with rent. You are asked to fulfill your duties as renter to avoid unpleasant consequences. This is the last notice that I send. If you do not pay, I take drastic measures. Sincerely, Vladimir Alexandrovich Slavansky.
If I had the money, I'd pay the rent. It's the third threat of eviction that this stingy Russian has sent me this month. And I think it can keep the other two company. Family photographs before I left for America. It cost a lot to take a photograph back then. My mother insisted, and they took 5, one for each of us. I wonder how they are. It's been more than 20 years since I left Italy. I'm not going to pick up every object that I find around. This calendar is from a few years back. I should throw it away, but I wouldn't know what to replace it with. It's pointless to flip the day. It's years behind.
Блядь, ты ничего не хочешь юзать.
The telephone. Documents and ashtray.
Да бесполезно телефон.
New York off.
I don't need.
Bye.
It's still raining outside.
April. State of New Null Detective License. Блять, это 27 или 21? Блять, здесь дохуя типа дат вообще. 3/927. April. This April day 27 или это и 21, бля, вообще непонятно. Восемьдесят один 72 27 33 81 72 27 33 81 72 27 33
It's my gun holster.
81
Dannazione. It's been
72
my gun. It's been a while since I used it. I don't like to carry it with me. Anyway, it's not loaded, and it's pretty useless to carry it around without any bullets. I must have some bullets in my office somewhere. I just need to remember where.
Какой же ты... Это пистолет, чел. Это, блядь, не зажигалка, не знаю, там, не ключи, блядь, не мобильный телефон. Сука, это пистолет.
Detergent and clothes. There are just documents on old It's not an expensive Art Deco chandelier, but mop and pail. What's left of an old... It's an old... The only suitcase... When I rented this apartment, this thing was already there. It's kind of broke. All the cases I've ever worked... Better not. Looking at these cases again would be a blow to my self-esteem. Patriotic American images. They add a little something. Inside, there's a nice... A map of Italy. No. A fold-away bed. One of the... No, the gun is... I'd rather not open the windows. My 20 square... We're not at a My 20...
Бля, подожди, где нахер могут быть патроны? Я что-то вообще не одупляю. Чувак, где, блядь, патроны?
The only suitcase... No. A manifesto from Clito in... I don't have time. There are just If I actually tried to put these shelves in order... Boxes, papers, and others... Just a stack of old... My homemade food. I developed the last red light. When I rented this... It looks like a... I can't reach it. Anyway, I doubt it's... I doubt I'll... No, I have something else.
Да, чел, я хер его знает.
Even though I'm really... Better not. Look... I'm not going to pick up... Inside, there's... Nothing useful. I don't have any idea what's in these boxes. There's nothing interesting. A manual on processing J. I must have been the only useful thing on this shelf. A series of useless... As if there were an...
Вот как узнать, где, блядь,
Useless
патроны?
papers and...
У него здесь одни бумаги везде. Блядь, чел.
It's a terrible... We're not at it. Did you take me for one of those guys? We're not at it. I think I can do without it. I don't need to carry it around. Order was never my... It doesn't seem like the...
Бля, ну...
All the cases I've ever worked on over the years are... Better not.
Ну я хз, все. Блядь, я сдаюсь. Просто чел сказал, блядь, мне надо найти патроны. Сука, где?
It's pointless. Detergent and clothespins. The bareness... I don't have the time or the intent. A jar of lard. I can assure you that in real life, it's totally If I actually tried to put... I doubt I'll find anything. No, I already got my gun back. No. My favorite armchair, but maybe that's because it's a terrible... My favorite... Even though I'm real... No, I have something else. No. No. My 20 square... Useless papers and they're okay there. Maybe another time.
Бля, спасите меня. Вот что, где, блядь, искать патроны? Бля, скажите кто-нибудь, я не понимаю. Я уже, блядь, честно... Я честно уже не понимаю.
As long as the bed is in the way. A fold-away bed. A map of Italy. I think...
Ну, блядь, здесь не...
No. A map of the... Order. No, it doesn't. Documents, an ashtray. No. The telephone. This calendar is from a few years back. I should... The light switch. The light switch. I can't see anything like this. I'd better turn it back on. No, the gun...
Бля, я не знаю. Я типа такой слепой, я чего-то не вижу или что, блядь? Бля, объясните, я нахуй не понимаю, блядь.
Here are the bullets. Let's hope they didn't rot.
Бля, серьезно?
Great. There are just 3 bullets. Better to be an optimist and see the magazine half full rather than half empty.
Бля.
There are just 3. When I rented this apartment, Here are the bullets. Good. The gun is low. An old copy of the New York Voice. For once, the weather forecast seems to have been right. I've never seen this much rain coming down. It's like a hurricane hit New York. The certainty with which Mayor Weston claims he'll be re-elected makes me think that his electoral campaign isn't relying solely on rallies and handshakes. At the end of the day, you can always buy the votes that you can't win with your ideas. Cardinal Rastinger gets up in arms about alcohol abuse. This is the kind of news that tells me that the church and I will never get along too well. Slavansky's Porter Lodge. That stingy Russian spends the whole day inside this hole. Weird he's not here now. A picturesque trash heap. Greta's place is closed. There's nothing interesting there.
Заебись. А, так ты живешь, блядь, еще в 2 метрах от...
That's a cab. Since my car is still parked in Harlem, it's the only way that I can get to Brooklyn. A cab. That's just what I need.
Hi, buddy. I help you?
Take me to the Melville Port in Brooklyn.
Sorry, friend. I know in service.
What does that mean?
It means I no work. I on break. No ride, no work, and no question. I on break.
I need to go to the Melville Port. It's urgent.
Buddy, it's your problem, not mine. I off. If you big hurry, call cab company and have send other cab.
Take me to the Melville Port. I'll pay you twice the fare.
I no want money. I earn big money today, and now I on break.
When is your break over?
Oh, I don't know. Can be 2 or 3 hours.
А нахуй...
You're on a 3-hour break? What kind of nightcab are you if you take a 3-hour break in the middle of the night?
I don't talk about my work with you, especially when I on break.
Goodbye.
You said white word. Goodbye.
Old Abraham's jewelry store. In the end, they even managed to close down that old Jewish tightwad. If this recession continues, in another 2 years, the Lower East Side won't have any businesses left open. I think this is a matryoshka. Even if, from that sour expression, it doesn't look like something a kid would play with. No, I could never take it away from its natural habitat. I don't want to go up. I wanted my office to be on the ground floor so that I wouldn't have to go upstairs every day.
New York operator, what can I do for you?
The taxi company, please.
Wait a second. Hello, Binkle Taxi. What can I do for you?
I need a cab.
Where are you?
Essex Street, on the Lower East Side.
Hold, please. Are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
I'm sorry, but the only driver in your area isn't answering his radio. He seems to have disappeared into thin air.
You don't have any other cab?
No, not right now. No one wants to work the night shift in South New York. The area is full of knuckleheads.
So the only cab available in this area is the one with this disappeared driver.
Yeah, we haven't heard from him in days. We even reported him missing to the police, but they don't care about a disappeared Mexican cab driver. They keep telling us that sooner or later a detective will contact us by radio and they'll start an investigation. But I still haven't heard from anyone.
Подожди.
Anyway, I can send you a cab from Harlem, but it'll still take about half an hour.
No, I can't wait. I'll figure out something else.
Да я уже здесь, блядь, полчаса хожу.
Bye.
All I needed was a missing cab driver. It seems that the only way to get away from here is that damn Chinese cab driver. I'd rather get wet than walk around with those dumb umbrellas.
You again, buddy? I already told you, I on way.
The company says that there are no cabs in the area.
Well, obviously, I own the cab driver in area.
Hey, wait. The receptionist said the only cab driver for this area disappeared 3 days ago.
Disappear? I know disappear. I know answer radio, that all.
And why don't you answer the radio?
I sell it, make big money.
You sold the radio?
Yes, sold. I pick up more client going round. Radio no help.
Something smells fishy.
And what you want now?
The receptionist said the cab driver who disappeared was a fat Mexican. And you don't seem much like a fat Mexican.
I don't understand what you say.
You understand all too well if you ask me. I'm not interested in your game. But if you're Mexican, I'm Abe Lincoln.
I'm Mexican. Adopted Mexican.
Ага.
Many years in Mexico. With
Не
uncle.
ебал.
Of course. And what's your uncle's name?
My uncle called Diego. Diego de la Vega.
Diego de la Vega is Zorro.
Yes, yes. His friends often call him Zorro.
He's make-believe. He doesn't exist.
What? You tell me my uncle no exist?
Let's knock it off with this story. I don't care who you are, or where you come from, or what you did with the Mexican driver. Just take me to the Melville port, and I'll keep my mouth shut about all this. Easy, right?
You blackmail me.
You can call it whatever you want. That's just how things are.
I don't listen to blackmail.
Whatever you want. I hope the police believe your story about being Zorro's Chinese nephew.
Okay, okay. You win. You get in cab, but don't say nothing to nobody about this.
That's better.
Where we go?
The Melville port in Brooklyn. The cab glides over Manhattan Bridge, a solitary figure, ignoring the speed limit. In my head, a quartet of pneumatic hammers continues to bang on my temples, reminding me that there's still a good amount of whiskey in my veins. Not exactly the best way to go to a meeting that seems like it was set up to get rid of someone quickly.
Я так и не понял, кто позвонил,
You
блядь,
happy
ему.
now? I bring you here, and now I go away.
You're not going anywhere. Wait for me here.
I must wait you here? I don't want to wait you here. This place is scary. I want to go.
Stop whining or I swear I'll get your taxi driver's license revoked.
License? Need license to drive cab?
Great. A Chinese cab driver without a license who's driving the cab of some Mexican guy that nobody can find.
Welcome to New York.
Better not waste time and head for the port's entrance. The appointment was more than half an hour ago. This car tells me I'm not the only one at the port.
Так, ладно, сохраняемся. Давай сюда же. Ну, прикольно, прикольно. Туплю, правда, в некоторых моментах, не знаю, или просто игра так сделана, что я туплю, блядь. Но в целом пойдет. Эта херня с экраном, блин, подбешивает.